sees my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the what do we say? Best free hit draft for game week 32, blank game week 32. My name is Ryan. Welcome to the football chat box as we are going to be looking at a few free hit drafts. So if you're new, welcome to the channel. Make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Let's obviously get started. Now, Easy Shark, welcome. How are you doing? How is the game week? We're going to be looking. Obviously, the game is at the moment. The game week is still going on. Liverpool are yet to play. I'm on a tiny red arrow, 3.99% red arrow. So if Salah can, do something, that would be very helpful. Unfortunately, Mings, I benched him. That was a bit of a disappointment. Saka costed me roughly 10 points minimum without bonus. Because if he had scored, there would have been 5 points. Martin would have got an assist, 3 points there, and I would have not got this -2 as well. 10 points lost on that alone without bonus. So that was pretty disappointing. But I mean, we move. We can't do anything about it. So let's see how everything goes. But yeah, we are looking at the free hits for game week 32. If you are playing your free hit, let me know. 69 points, well, 63 right now with Kepa switching in for steal. Ooh, not bad. That's actually a really good score. Well done. So we'll definitely look. If you are playing your free hit in 32, let me know. Actually, let me put a poll up for anyone who joins to see how many people are playing their free hit in game week 32. So let's have a look. Now, let's get straight into the games. And then let's look into some drafts after that as well. Let's start off quickly. Aston Villa, Newcastle. I guess there was a question in the deadline stream as to who would be, like, what would be a shock result. And this was one of the things that was mentioned. I initially thought this would be like a draw. There had been a shock result. But to be honest, the fact that Aston Villa won 3-0, that's a bit more shocking. But Watkins, what a legend. Thanks to you guys for mentioning to go for Watkins instead of, who was it, Havertz back in, was it game week 29 or somewhere? 29, right, for the double. And he has been probably one of the best transfers I've been this season. Watkins delivering. Alex Moreno got an assist as well. So for anyone who played Aston Villa defense, well done to you. Mings, obviously, Mings is very close to the bonus points, even though he doesn't get as much attacking returns. Like, very good for bonus points potential. So I'm hoping he can get something this coming week. But obviously, I have Brentford and Aston Villa, so I don't know where I actually want my clean sheets from and my goals. I'll probably want Villa to actually win the game and keep a clean sheet. I'm happy. As you can see, rare, right? Man loses a clean sheet, but still ends up getting a significant number of points. So I'm happy with that. Newcastle, very disappointing performance. Didn't really expect them to put in a performance like that. Obviously, they're going against Spurs this week, who are another team who aren't really performing well. So to be honest, Newcastle, I expect Newcastle to actually do something in that fixture because it is at home at St. James Park. So I expect Newcastle to actually win that game against Spurs. That's a top 4 candidate game as well. I played Mings instead of Botman, thanks to you. Nice. There we go. This is the kind of things we need. So I'm happy to know that you got points there. That's well done. Was forcing for free hit 34, but I think more damage done just to force my team to last. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. If your team is not in a position to this thing like avoid, just play the free hit in 32. To be honest, but yeah, Aston Villa. I'm looking forward to it. I think they can get some good results against Brentford, even though Brentford are the home team. Aston Villa, to be honest, have been improving their defense and their numbers have improved. Now, we'll see whether they can keep a clean sheet against Brentford. Brentford haven't been looking that great, but I'm hoping for a Villa win and a clean sheet, hopefully, with maybe Rhea making a ton of saves. That would be lovely. So that's the Aston Villa Newcastle game. I think Newcastle will bounce back against Spurs. I have double Newcastle defense going into it because I'm not going to be playing my free hit. So will be very interesting to see what happens from that, and we'll see what happens. I'm not going to predict anything on that, but yeah. Chelsea versus Brighton, not going to touch too much on it because there is no game for them this week. But Brighton just peppered Chelsea, and to be honest, I'm just more surprised how it wasn't more. Apart from, like, not going to touch too much, but one thing I'll mention, Solly March, since I got rid of him in game week 28, right? 28 for Addison. He's decided to return in almost every game, except for the Bournemouth game. He's returned in almost every other game. So I need to find a way to get Solly March back in my team somehow. Probably in game week 35, 36, until the end of the season, I'll probably have him. So yeah, Solly March has to come back somehow. That's one thing for me, at least, in terms of moves that I need to make. Chelsea, obviously, not going to speak about them. They don't have a game this week, so disappointing as always. But their eyes are on the Champions League this week, so we'll see what happens there. Everton versus Fulham. Fulham performance 3-1 without Mitrovic, doing well. Everton, we thought we thought Everton would bounce back with the new manager, but seems like they're conceding more goals. They're allowing more than 1 XG per game, so their next opponents are Crystal Palace. And a lot of people were talking about Crystal Palace midfielders, and there was a lot of discussion about Olise in the deadline stream, and it happened to be that Eze went and scored. Now we'll have a lot of discussion about Eze, and I won't be surprised if Olise is the one who goes against Everton. So I'm expecting Palace to actually beat Everton in that game. So for anyone who is looking for Palace players, could be decent on a free hit. Having said that, Southampton versus Palace. Now, to be honest, I watched the highlights for this, the extended highlights. That first half, it didn't show Eze anywhere near attacking threat. So the goals he got was a bit of a shocking one. Like, don't expect that, or at least I don't expect it to happen too often. Having said that, both Eze and I still think Olise, both are pretty good options for a punt on a free hit. I don't think I'm getting Arsenal defense, might backfire. Arsenal will win their games, but my consistent contemplating though. Did I lose connection? Hold on. Need to see if my YouTube is still going. I just gotta disconnect. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm still fine. I'm going. Okay, cool. Arsenal, right? They're playing Southampton, who are actually struggling to score. So maybe this might be the week that Arsenal actually keep a clean sheet. Having said that, I've been thinking about that. They keep a clean sheet in the last few games, and they actually can't seem to keep a clean sheet. Some way or the other, they somehow concede. Having said that as well, ever since I got rid of Ben White on my free hit, the man seems to be getting attacking returns, even though he doesn't keep a clean sheet. So the amount of passing the ball around that I've done with the Arsenal players I've had in my team, it's just crazy. I've just missed points all over the place from Arsenal. So yeah, Southampton, expecting them to get beat by Arsenal. Don't think Arsenal will bottle this fixture. I can't see them bottling this fixture. They should probably win this. Southampton aren't great, to be honest. Having said that, Southampton did create chances against Crystal Palace. So I won't be surprised if they actually give Arsenal a slightly tough game, because Arsenal will be a bit more. It's like the best moment and probably the worst moment also to face Arsenal. So if you can catch them out, you might get something from them, but I highly doubt it. So I'm expecting Arsenal to win the game. Wolves improving, keeping clean sheets, going to face a Leicester team that is just bad. Leicester are pretty poor. So I'm expecting Wolves. If you're looking for a defensive player, maybe Wolves, Jose Sa in goal, maybe not a bad option against Leicester. I think Wolves might keep a clean sheet. Maybe they have improved last few weeks. 1-0 against Chelsea, obviously 1-1 against Forest, and then the Leeds 4-2. So the last 2 games they've kept a clean sheet. Can they continue that into the third game against Leicester? Obviously, Leicester are pretty poor. Now, these were 2 home games where they kept a clean sheet. Obviously, they're going away. So that might be a bit of a problem. But maybe there is an opportunity. Meanwhile, Brentford, on the other hand, haven't looked as great recently. And they go and play an informed Aston Villa team. Now, Brentford are a bit more decent at home, but I still expect Villa to put up a performance and probably beat Brentford, because Villa are very close to European football in the top 6. Let me get the table up. Look at that. 50 points. They're 3 points behind Spurs with the same number of games played. So Villa could be looking to get into this top 6 if possible, to play Europa League football. So they have something to play for. So I won't be surprised if Villa go into that game to somehow get a win there against Brentford. So don't count out Villa, because they definitely have something to play for. Spurs, obviously, complete free fall situation. Spurs are actually being Spursy at this moment and bottling it. I don't know what to say. They are going to be playing Newcastle, going away. This is probably the make or break for top 4. If they don't beat Newcastle in this game, I think top 4 could well and truly be done. Obviously, it's a bit too early to say that, but given the fixtures they have after as well, it's not easy. Bournemouth, on the other hand, Solanke, 15-pointer. I don't know where that 15-pointer came from, but can he replicate it again against West Ham? Maybe. West Ham do have European football this week, midweek. So that might be a tired West Ham against a Bournemouth team that wants to win at all cost and playing at home. Could be an interesting punt again for those on a free hit, looking for a budget forward to try and bump up the rest of your team. Solanke could be the one. Apart from that, City, Leicester, obviously City not playing, not going to speak too much about them. Just as expected, they deliver. Leicester, pretty poor. Iheanacho comes on and scores. We mentioned that as an option. I don't know if he'll start the game. Depends if Dean Smith will actually play him or not. So he's an extreme punt, to be honest, but a punt as well. Some teams have strong reason to win for 32. Yes, exactly. Some teams definitely have strong reason to win for 32. West Ham, Arsenal. I was watching the first half and then I dozed off because it was way too late. So I didn't see the Saka penalty miss, but I got up and saw that he missed and was disappointed. I watched the highlights back again. Arsenal, after the penalty went in, they had a few moments to, I guess, even after that missed penalty from Saka, from the highlights at least, it was West Ham that had the better chances of winning the game at times. So, will be interesting to see what Arsenal step up against Southampton at home. I expect them to, because the last 2 games have been away, right? They've dropped points both away. So this is a home game. I'm expecting the home fans to support them to get them over the line. From a free hit point of view, I think triple maybe triple Arsenal attack might be the way to go to be slightly differential. If you wanted a defensive player, then it would be double Arsenal attack, and I wouldn't be against even dropping Saka. But I think we need to see the flanks, see where Southampton are weaker against. But I won't be against dropping Saka. He hasn't looked that great, to be honest, and I don't know if he'll even if penalties will now go to Gabriel Jesus or not. But yeah, hasn't looked great. Gabriel Jesus, on the other hand, someone I would like to have on a free hit. If you're playing a free hit, I think you should probably look towards him being an option. Martinelli obviously continues to be great. And Odegaard came in clutch with his 10-pointer. So Odegaard, he's a pretty consistently every other game returning player, as you can see. Every other game he'll return. Which means this game he's not going to return, is it? He'll miss this game, and then in 33, when the game that counts, he might return. You never know. And then obviously the last game for us was United. United peppered Forest. We did mention for anyone who had Bruno Fernandes to hold on to Bruno Fernandes, and I don't know how Bruno Fernandes didn't get a mega haul. Now I don't have Bruno Fernandes, and I transferred him out, and I'm kind of, in one way, I don't even know what to say, because he wouldn't have hurt my rank, but for those who had him, he could have been a really huge rank boost. I don't know how he did not haul in this game, because he had so many opportunities. But yeah, it is what it is. Now, obviously, they don't play, so not going to speak too much. Final game, Leeds versus Liverpool. I think we need to wait and see on this game, because this will determine how many Liverpool players we go for, apart from Salah, and which Liverpool players we go for as well. So it's something we'll discuss in the podcast on Wednesday, probably. But yeah, this is a game to kind of wait and see what happens. Now, that's basically it from the fixtures that happened this week. Let's have a look into a free hit. Front three on a free hit: Watkins, Kane, and Gabriel Jesus. Now, this is the free hit I've added on FPL review. So basically what I did was I went to FPL review, I put free hit 32, and I went team of the week just to kind of see what it would suggest for me based on my budget. And it went with the front three of Watkins, Solanke, and Tony. Very interestingly, Tony against Watkins. I don't know why I would put a matchup like this. To be honest, if I could, I would still swap Tony for Gabriel Jesus. Kane. The thing with Kane is he could be an option, and he will be much more. He won't be highly owned this time compared to usual. I think a lot of people will be put off against him, and because of that, he could become a slight differential as well. Differential as in like not below 30% EO differential, but at least 40 to 50%, maybe 40-50%, not like the high 80s. I think a lot of people on a free hit wouldn't go for him in usual, but that could also be a place to have an edge. Now, will he score against Newcastle? Newcastle haven't really been able to keep a clean sheet as well, so maybe there is a possibility. So hard to say. It's not a great Spurs team. But from the rest of the free hit that they put, Johnston kind of makes sense. Crystal Palace, but who are Crystal Palace playing again? Let me check. They were playing Everton. I mean, could be Everton. Just one thing to mention is that they do have every game like 1 XG at least. The last few games they played. So maybe he keeps a clean sheet. I don't see too many keepers this week, at least, who will take, to be honest, keep a clean sheet. Ramsdale maybe has an opportunity to keep a clean sheet, but maybe there are better options compared to him. And the others, I could see goals from like okay, Fulham versus Leeds is another opportunity for maybe Leno to keep a clean sheet. There is a possibility that he could potentially keep a clean sheet. Apart from that, where else can I see clean sheets? Maybe Aston Villa. Maybe. Hard to say because they're the away team, but maybe. potentially Wolves. This game, it's very hard to say with Liverpool and Liverpool's defense. They're so inconsistent, so I wouldn't recommend it anymore. From a goalkeeper point of view. And then, yeah, the other game's not really going to talk about anyone from a goalkeeper point of view. Kepa is put here. I don't know if it's put here just because of the fact that I just have him in my team and value-wise. That's why it's there, but he's not going to play. It's gone Gabriel and double Liverpool defense. Now, double Liverpool defense is probably gone because of the fact that it's very hard to pick which Liverpool attacker you want apart from Salah. So they're expecting that Liverpool will keep a clean sheet, so the points opportunities will be higher from those two. Gone for Crystal Palace, double Crystal Palace defense, and Trippier here as well. I don't know if that's the expecting Newcastle to do better at home. So maybe that's why Trippier is here. Odegaard and Saka. Honestly, I would probably try and get Martinelli and Odegaard even. Saka hasn't looked great, but if you're protecting from an EO point of view, Saka and Martinelli might still be the best options. I still, if I can fit Gabriel Jesus in there, I would over Gabriel. Eze is in here, but to be honest, this could be Eze. We only say we never know who's going to turn up. Eze obviously turned up this week. I won't be surprised if Olise turns up the next week. Salah, he will be one of the main captaincy considerations for game week 32. And then Madison is in here. To be honest, I don't really think Madison is going to perform. Or at least I still don't think Leicester are... I know they're the home team, but they don't look anywhere near performance. Like getting a win or performing or scoring goals. It'll depend on who they actually play in the starting 11, but to be honest, I'm not convinced. I would instead prefer... Who would you put? Maybe a Bowen as well. If you could afford a Bowen, that is a possibility instead of a Madison. He is also a very interesting punt. Him or even a Benrahma, if Benrahma gets a penalty, that is. But Bowen is also not a bad shout. And then obviously the front three we've kind of discussed. I think Watkins should be in there. Solanke is a decent budget option. You could go for Kane if you have the budget, and then can go for Gabriel Jesus. You know, that's what I would probably look at. But yeah, that's basically it. If anyone has any free hit drafts, let me know in the comments. We'll kind of look and see some free hit options. If I was to make a free hit one, I would have one Liverpool defender. I would go for two Liverpool attackers. Actually, I'll try and build it here for you guys. Where is it? Okay, let's build a free hit draft, shall we? Now, there are a few others who are playing free hit drafts from the Football Chatbox panel as well, and the panel team will also be on a free hit this week, so there'll be more of it coming on the podcast as well. But let me try and build a free hit. Now, I will probably have Watkins. Let's try and build one with Kane and see what happens. Kane, Gabriel Jesus as the front three. Then we'll have Salah, Martinelli. We'll have Gabriel won't be there. I think Mings will be in this conversation. Maybe Ming, you go from Alex Moreno, maybe, because he is the more attacking option. You'll probably have Trent. We would have Johnston for Crystal Palace. And maybe even Sa for now. Actually, can I get a home keeper? That would be Johnston, wouldn't it? Maybe Leno. I think there's a possibility that he does well, but it's hard to say. Zachariah, welcome. What would be the best wildcard team draft for Game Week 34? I want a wildcard now for Game Week 34 mostly. Wait, do you want a wildcard in 32 for Game Week 34, or do you want a wildcard in Game Week 34? I'm confused. When do you want to play your wildcard? In 34? Not Leno? Oh no, I put Leno here. Trent, Trippier. Would we have Trippier? Yeah, let's see. Who would I have in midfield? Salah, Martinelli, Saka. Crystal Palace midfielder? Which one are we going to go for? This is going to be a complete like lucky pick, but let's. How much is Eze? 5.5. How much you only say? 5.5. To be honest, we'll go anyone from this pick. What can we do to improve this? Now, obviously, to improve this, you take a bet that Newcastle don't keep a clean sheet. That means you go for another defender who potentially can get you higher returns. And that would probably have to be with Liverpool. Maybe that's why you go the double Liverpool defense. Is there anyone else you could probably go for? Hard to say. Maybe you go for Palace, but then if you already have, you're not playing him, right? Crystal Palace is Everton. Who do you go? Mitchell? Was Mitchell the one that was mentioned here? Guehi. Say you go for Guehi here. I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, the defense could improve. We could get another Liverpool. This is why I guess you have the. Okay, I'm short by 1.7 million. Maybe others might be able to do it. This is where you probably avoid Trippier because he takes up so much funds. There you go. The funds are easily done. So yeah, maybe something like this is what people could potentially go for. So instead of, I guess, if you don't want double Liverpool defense, and to be honest, I would try and go for Liverpool attack if possible, because the way United peppered Forest, expect Liverpool to do even more better at home. So if I could fit, let's say, Guehi in there, or I have to think about another defender. Maybe we go for, instead of Olise, you go for maybe a Gakpo, right? Then you go back to Trippier for now. Actually, not enough money. 4 million defender. Who do we have? Nico Williams, Sufa, Bueno. I mean, it's just for budget, so could do something like this. That's a possibility. Maybe you actually drop Kane and you don't play Kane at all. If you wanted to start the Crystal Palace play over Kane, you have a midfield 5 like this. This is also a possibility. So there are a few combinations that you guys can do. You can avoid Saka as well. If you wanted to avoid Saka, you thought he is not going to get you returns. Maybe you think you want to go for Odegaard instead. Why isn't he appearing? Here we go. You could do something like that. So there are a few differential options that you can go for. We mentioned Bowen. The only problem is they play European competition, so it's going to be a bit of a problem. So they might be a bit tired against Bournemouth. Maybe Bournemouth can capitalize on that. who else are the home teams? So this is something that we haven't had a player from. Maybe Bournemouth do capitalize on this. Leicester versus Wolves. It's very hard to predict where this game will go. Palace versus Everton. I expect Palace to win. This could be a tough game. Both sides could get a result. Although I am favouring Villa on this. Fulham versus Leeds. I expect Fulham to do well, and Arsenal I expect them to beat Southampton. But yeah, that's kind of where we're looking at. James, how are you doing? Welcome. So this is maybe a potential free hit. I guess there are other things you could probably do. I guess Gakpo, if let's say Diaz seems like he's someone who could be an interesting differential, become Luis Diaz. If you didn't want Kane and you thought Kane wasn't going to score against Newcastle, you could go for Solanke, let's say, for example. Maybe go start Olise instead. Go for a 3-5-2 instead. So there are a few options available, which is very interesting. So depends on people's risk appetite and whatnot. Thoughts on Sa? Can see him getting a few points away at Leicester. I agree, which is why I had him as a potential keeper option as well. I was mentioning him out of one of the three keepers I think who could do well this week and keep a clean sheet. I think Sa, maybe Leno, and who did I have here? Johnston. Three keepers who could actually get something this week. If I'm not mistaken, let me go and get the goalkeepers. It's got Johnston here, it's got Leno here, got Sa here. Obviously, Neto is on here, but to be honest, I think West Ham may get something. Both West Ham and Bournemouth have a lot to play for in that game. Leicester have looked poor, so I expect Wolves to do well. They've kept 2 clean sheets, but they've kept clean sheets at home, not away. Having said that, Leicester are struggling to score. Maybe Iheanacho starts. That kind of improves the situation, but I do think Sa is a decent option. Will, how are you doing? Welcome. How did your game week go? And James, how did your game week go as well? Let me know. So, yeah, I think we have it somewhat covered. In terms of free hit, I think there are a few options. Now, this Luis Diaz could definitely be another Liverpool player. Which one? I'm not sure. Maybe you say Gakpo. To be honest, I actually prefer the double Liverpool attack over the double Liverpool defense, just because of the fact that I think the upside is huge with attack. The problem is picking that second attacker is the problem, so it's not easy. Arsenal, I think triple attack has much higher upside given that they're struggling to kind of keep a clean sheet. Gabriel Jesus is the one that a lot of people who aren't playing free hit wouldn't be able to go for. I think if you're playing a free hit and if you're playing a free hit, try and take at least 1 or 2 differential punts. And then that's where I would be like Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus is one of those differential punts. Another Liverpool midfielder would be another differential punt. The rest of this team, maybe the goalkeeper, but then people who aren't playing a free hit most likely have Rea in goal. Rea could get a few save points. Maybe could match the other keepers. The rest of the differential punts would probably be in your defense because they'll have double Newcastle defense. Never know what happens with the Newcastle defense. You're having Trent, potentially another defender here. We don't know who. And then a few people already have Aston Villa defense cover, so there aren't too many differential punts compared to like non-free hitters. Not bad. Small green from 60k to 55k. I mean, you take that definitely. Green, but still painful. Have Martinelli plus Saka and going Olise over Eze also hurts bench Moreno. Oh no. See, the Olise over the Eze, I mean, that's just unlucky because Olise performed the week after before, and now Eze performs, and now I won't be surprised if Olise goes and performs this upcoming week. That is what happens. Martinelli, Saka, I feel your pain. We basically lost 10 points minimum on that move alone. Basically lost 10 points minimum on that move alone. That is without bonus as well. So I also lost on that, which was sad because I could have gained a lot from mini leagues by having those two return. But it is what it is. And then Moreno 10-pointer. Yeah, I had Minks 6-pointer. It is what it is. Are you not fearful of no Trippier? Can see him being well owned still. True. I think it's that Trippier move that over here where you go. But then if you're going Trippier, right? Are you going to go Kane as well? Who are you backing? You got to back someone. That's where I'm like, who do you back? I probably think at this moment Newcastle, I would back Newcastle slightly over Kane, which is where I go, okay, Solanke, come in. And then I start Olise over Solanke. And then I go 3-5-2, something like this. And I back Newcastle to maybe get something. If I'm starting both, then are you playing the free hit to just cover EO, or are you playing the free hit to try and get a few gains? That's the kind of question. Ollie Watkins, Ollie Xavier. Indeed. 51st in the mini league. Ooh, interesting. Let's have a look. How's your week going? Ruhil, how are you doing? How's my week going? I'm on a tiny red arrow, 3.99% red arrow. If Salah can actually, score, get me more than 10 points, I'll be on a green. If he can get me more than 10 points, I will take it. Before everyone goes and gets him on the free hit in 32, if this man can return huge this week, today, that'll be lovely. But yeah, tiny red for the moment. This Saka 10-pointer hurt. Let's have a look at. Yeah, I agree. I think you go either Kane or Trippier or neither. Getting both is too safe for a free hit. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, you back one and go with that one who you think you're gonna. End of the day, you probably maybe back in one over the other. You miss out about 5, 6, 7, between 6 to 10 points maybe is like the extreme case of points you potentially miss out on. But you could potentially gain that somewhere else from some of the other moves that you back. So you kind of have to decide. You can't, because let's look at this, right? Even if this was a free hit that you were to go with, Salah will be template by then. Martinelli already template. Saka already template. Trippier already template. Who is not template in here? So your not template will be Trent, your keeper. But look at your keeper, right? Your keeper, let's say, if your keeper keeps a clean sheet, who do the non-free hitters have? Now, I've got Rhea. Do I think Rhea can match a non-free hit, a free hit keeper? Potentially. Even if he loses a clean sheet, we've seen him make save points and get like 5 points. So I think it won't be too far off. So you've got Trent, maybe another defender. People will have Aston Villa defender maybe. I've already got Binks in my team and I'm not on a free hit. Few other people potentially have Aston Villa defense already. So this is maybe half a differential. This spot per se. So you got 2 defensive spots that are kind of differential. You have 2 midfield spots or 1 midfield spot that's a differential. If it's 2 midfield spots, that means you have 1 striker spot that is a differential. If it's 1 midfield spot that is a differential, then you have this will be most likely Kane then in this specific situation, which means only Gabriel Jesus will be a differential because most other people already have Watkins. So there aren't too many differences between. Oh well, there are a few. There are about 3 to 4 players who will be difference makers between a non-free hit team and a free hit team. So if you go to add Trippier and Kane to that, then it becomes extremely template even for a free hit, I think. But I mean, it could pay off. I've seen people actually put Trippier and Kane on their free hits, but I think you probably back one. If you want to, if you're rank chasing, I think you back one and go for it. If you're trying to hold rank, then you add both. If you're trying to hold rank, you add both. If you're rank chasing, you pick one and go for it. Or you don't pick any if you're rank chasing. And you just hope that game ends at like a 1-1 draw, and a 1-1 draw is completely fine. Okay, Will, let's have a look at your team. You said you were 51st. Will beat me. Damn. 61 points. Obviously, that's going to become a bit more because who was coming in? Oh no, Alex Moreno. Oh, you started Chilwell, no? Yeah, this is just unlucky. What to do? It's not too bad. Pretty good. Watkins and Haaland, the saviors. What could have been? I know. Another 10 more points at least. What could have been? The rest, I guess it is what it is. I remember you telling me to think about avoiding free hit 32, so that's the plan. Salah and Jesus for Haaland and Madison for hit wildcard 33. Yes, I think I remember totally, because you said you had your wildcard as well, no? Yes. Because you can wildcard. See, okay, yeah, what are you doing? You're doing Salah and Jesus for Haaland and Madison. Yeah, I think that's completely fine. Yeah, so you see look at your team, right? Your team with Salah and Jesus in wouldn't be too much of a difference between that free hit team. You have your Alex Moreno, you've got your Trippier. The only one you have is you have Trent in a free hit team, but here you've got Ben Mee. Given Liverpool's inconsistencies in defense, it could match. And then you got Saka and Martinelli. Free hit team potentially has that. Maybe free hit team goes with a Odegaard instead, but it's basically double Arsenal midfield. You've already got Olise. Good payoff. Some people will go. A majority of people will now go for Eze. I won't be shocked if Olise returns now. And then obviously you have Salah, so it's your midfield 4, and then you have the front 3 that free hits will have Watkins, Jesus, and then you either go for Kane or you don't go for Kane. I think you'll have a lower E or Kane this game week 32. So see, it's not too much of a difference between what the free hit team will potentially line up with. I woke up late, but I don't think I was ever starting Moreno. Fair enough. I don't think I was Was I starting? No, I probably wasn't going to be starting Minks, because I definitely thought that game was both sides go, which is why I only went for Trippier and not for Botman as well. But it ended up with Newcastle not being able to score, so unlucky on that point. I will be making a move though, depending on how Liverpool play. I need to see which Liverpool player to go for. I haven't decided yet on that. It might be even Rashford to a Liverpool midfielder. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But yeah. So yeah, just a few other points from free hit. Obviously, defense. Gabriel is here. I expect Arsenal defense to actually keep a clean sheet, but you could potentially back against them and go for the triple Arsenal attack. I think you will see a bounce back from Arsenal, and if they don't bounce back, and if they can't get a result against Southampton, the league is over. So yeah, I expect Arsenal to bounce back. It's a shame Diaz isn't back a week sooner. Isn't Diaz going to get a few minutes against Leeds? Isn't that what Klopp said? That Diaz will get minutes against Leeds? if Diaz gets even 30 minutes against Leeds, I will be tempted to play him against. Or I'll be tempted to bring him in against Forest, because for me, on a non-free hit, I'm looking at 2 games: Forest and West Ham. So 2 games before 34 where I play my free hit. So if he can become an option, if he gets at least 30 minutes and looks pretty decent, I will be tempted. But we'll see. I think a fully fit Diaz is as good as nailed. Yes, that's true. That's actually true. I think fully fit Diaz walks into that front 3. So yeah, that's basically it. That's basically all I've got for now. We kind of had to wait and see what happens with regards to the Liverpool game. But this is what FPL review suggested for my budget in terms of a free hit team. And obviously this is what it looks like for the moment for specific positions. Salah as the potential. I think Salah will be the most captain probably, especially if he goes and hauls today. And then in your forward line, you got Gabriel Jesus, Watkins, and Solanke, and Kane. Kane 4.4, man. So low. But yeah, that's basically it. I'll be very tempted on 34 wildcard for Luis Diaz. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. The fixtures are good. Going forward. Depending on tonight, I think he's the best 3rd pick. Yeah, that's the thing. So I'll have to wait and see. That is something I am actually considering. So we'll see. A second Liverpool player. Just not sure which one to go for yet. I can't go for a defender because if I was to remove Estupinan, I have only 6.6. And that would have to be Van Dijk. Now, the last time people couldn't afford a Trent or a Robertson, they went for Van Dijk, and that happened. So, never know. But ideally, I would like a midfield player. So, we'll see. Alright, I think we'll end it there for now. We will do another draft, FPL, like a free hit draft on the podcast. Because I think a few of the managers are playing a free hit, and obviously the panel team also is in a position where the panel team has to kind of play a free hit. Because if I'm not mistaken, the panel team has a few players missing this week. So where's the panel team in the first place? 55 points on the panel team. Yeah, so it's got a lot of players kind of missing, so it needs to kind of play the free hit. So panel team will be playing the free hit as well. Cool. I think we'll call it there. We'll end it there. So thank you to anyone who's joined. If you guys have any questions later, put them in the comments and I'll answer them in the comments. So comments as in after the video is done, on the comment section below the video, add your questions there and I will answer it there. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to Will, to James, to Ruhil, to Zachariah. Zachariah, you didn't let me know when you were wildcarding, was it 34 or 33? And then obviously Easy Shark as well. Shout out to all of y'all. I will see you all for the podcast probably on Wednesday. And then obviously deadline stream, early morning deadline for us here in Australia, but it is what it is. So looking forward to it. Thank you to everyone. Thank you. Good luck to you all. I hope you guys get green arrows, and I hope Liverpool and Salah can all huge so that I can also see a green arrow. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Peace out, everyone.